I'm going to be sharing 21 facts about rabbits. Fact number 1, I'm going to be clustering a bit of names together, and that is all rabbits are part of the Lagomorph family. And females are called does, males are called bucks, babies are called kits, short for kittens, which I think is very cute. It's a rabbit, but you're calling it a kitten. Fact number 2, rabbits can live between 8 to 12 years. Sometimes they say 16 years, but averagely I like to say 10 to 12 years. That's what I think is probably pretty average. Fact number 3, rabbits are highly social. If you can't have more than 2 rabbits, or if you only want 1 rabbit, then you can spend a lot of time with them like a dog. But if you can't offer that, then I would really highly recommend getting 2 rabbits, because they could get interactions that you can't provide for them. You can't groom them, you can't be with them 24/7, you can't sleep in the same area as them. So it's just really highly recommended to have 2. I only have 1 rabbit because I didn't know at the time of getting her that it was recommended to have 2 rabbits. But I'm home with her all the time, all day, every day. I'm in her room right now filming, so she gets a lot of interactions. Fact number 4, rabbits have scent glands underneath their chin. They will scent mark things that they want, and she's done this to my toes actually. She just takes her chin on whatever it is, not just my toes, and just kind of, and that's what she's claiming as her. Fact number 5, a flop. When your rabbit flops, this is when they dramatically flop to their side and they roll on their side a little bit onto their head. This shows that they are extremely relaxed and happy and content, and this is a wonderful thing to see for your rabbit. Their legs are all spread out, and this is a very good compliment that you are a very good owner. Fact number 6, rabbits do something called a binky. Now, some rabbits flop like we just talked about, some will binky. When a rabbit binkies, they will take a running start and they will jump in the air, they will twist their body a little bit and kick out their back legs, and this means they're really happy and excited. Which just leads me into fact number 7, pet store cages are a big no. Rabbits need a big space just to do that binky, for example. They need a lot of space to run around, to hop, binky, flop. Those pet store cages are way too small. They don't provide enough room for any of that, room for enrichment. They are just not suitable for rabbits. These 2 rugged areas are a 6-foot by 9-foot area. I recommend this for 2 rabbits. I read somebody on my TikTok say that they are the size of a small dog and cat. Why wouldn't you give them the room that they need? They need a lot of space. They're not cheap, easy pets. They need a lot of space. If you don't want to free roam in a room, you can get 2 dog X-pens together, because 1 is not enough. Hook them together, and that's 1 big area of their big cage. That's way better than a pet store cage. Which leads me into my next point of fact number 8. Their paws are all fur. They have no pads on the bottom of their feet. They are very slippery. They need at least a rug in a certain big area so they can do their binky at, and by their litter box and the food, just so they get a good grip, because they are always slipping. I forgot what fact I'm on, so I'm going to put it on screen. But my next fact is rabbits cannot vomit. Rabbits have a very weak diaphragm, no gag reflex, and their esophagus goes down into their stomach at a very sharp angle, so no food can backflow into their mouth. Which leads into the next fact, which is the most important fact, GI stasis. GI stasis is when a rabbit's digestive system stops and slows down completely. This is very dangerous. Rabbits need to continuously be eating throughout the entire day. They need to continuously be going to the bathroom. This is a very life-threatening. It needs to be seen by your exotic vet immediately. Reasons for this is because they ingested fur, temperature change, they're dehydrated, they're stressed, they're in pain. It also could be from another health issue. My rabbit had bronchitis, and if I didn't catch it soon enough, she could have developed GI stasis because of it. When a rabbit stops eating, it is extremely dangerous. You need to always be on the lookout. I also want to mention that you're gonna know your rabbit and their routine and their little quirks, but a rabbit still might act like they're picky, but it also means that they're having a health issue. Because my rabbit, when she had bronchitis, she was only eating her parsley and her carrots. before she ate her lettuce hours in between. So I thought she was just being really picky. But it turns out she only had enough energy and appetite for her favorite food. So you still have to know your rabbit. Maybe she ate a bunch of hay, so they're really stuffed up. That's what my rabbit does. She takes a break from her vegetables because she ate so much hay before I gave her breakfast. So that's okay. You know your rabbit and their little quirks. But be aware that if they go 24 to 36 hours, even sooner than that is a big red flag. You need to have an emergency vet lined up, and I know there's not a lot of emergencies 24-hour vets for exotics, but it is very important that you get them to a vet immediately. This is a very serious condition. Next fact is that hay is 80% of rabbits' diet. It is recommended to have Timothy hay. Some people prefer orchard grass hay. I never did that. I always do Timothy hay and alfalfa hay when they're babies. They need hay unlimited, all the time, 24/7 access. They also need a vegetable diet, and they also need a pellet diet. Now, they don't really need a pellet diet. Some people I know don't like it, and some people say it's a must. It's just another grinded up Timothy hay based pellet. You can get them Timothy hay pellets, alfalfa for babies, Timothy hay for adults. I give a little scoop in the morning. It all depends on your rabbit's size and the guidelines, but that is what's recommended for a stable diet. And water. I recommend a water bowl, not a water bottle. The water bottle angles are very hard to drink at, and I have to say, you need to give them fresh water 2 to 3 times a day because they are very hairy. They will get their hair all over in the water. You need to swish it out like this to get all of the edges. You need to swish it out probably like 3 or 4 times to get all the hair off the edges and to get it completely clean. Even though you're supposed to wash your bowls every day, it's just you have to swish over and over again. My next thing is enrichment. Enrichment is super important for any animal. You can have the largest cage possible, and if you don't have any toys and interacting things that they can have inside of it, it's going to be just as bad as a small cage. They need hides, they need toys. You can have tunnels, jingle balls, stacking cups, stuffed animals, blankets, multiple different chew toys, palm leaf plates, willow sticks, willow balls. Make sure you don't put glue on it. They get bored really easily. They need enrichment. They need entertainment. They are curious animals that need lots of stuff, okay? I can't express that enough. People think they're very easy. Can put them in a cage, can give them 5 hours a day of free roam. No, that is not what you can do, which leads me into my next point. They are nocturnal/crepuscular. This means that they are active at night or during dawn and dusk. You're going to be at work, you're going to be sleeping when they're most active. They need the toys, they need the entertainment. So this is very important to know. So know that they sleep during the day. Their afternoon is probably about their nap time. They do take a lot of naps throughout the day. Because of this, their main nap time is the afternoon, but they do take naps after they eat, at least mine does. Next fact is bedding. I know I talked about this with wood and toys, which it still applies for bedding. No cedar bedding, no pine bedding, no scented bedding. These can cause really bad upper respiratory infections. They're very sensitive. And no dusty cat litter. You can do paper-based cat litter. That's fine. You can do aspen bedding. I do fleece a little bit. I'm trying that out in the litter box with paper-based litter, so I don't have to waste so many pee pads. But that's what I do. But you could use pee pads and that paper-based litter. That's what I used to do for years. Next fact is they like their routines. My rabbit knows what time it is in the morning for her breakfast. She knows what time it is for her bedtime routine. She knows what time I wake up. She knows what time I'm going to go to bed and give her her little treat before bed. She knows her routine. She likes her routine. She begs for her routine. She will make herself known by chewing it on the walls and her gate. She knows her routine. Oh, this is a flop. This is a flop. Look at that. That's a flop. Anyway, that's the flop. Okay, they know their routine. They know what they want. They can be demanding. It is best to keep a routine with them. That's what they prefer. They get stressed if they don't. Okay, something that prey animals do, even in captivity, because this is just the way that they're made, is the way they sleep is they shut half of their brain into sleep mode and they close one eye and the other side is alert for predators. And then once this side has gotten enough sleep, they will, the same thing. If this side will be awake, this side will sleep. And even though they're in captivity, they know in their home that they're not going to get hurt. This is still something that they naturally do. They do not have cotton ball tails. I know in the movies, and even their little bottom looks like they have a very poofy tail. It is not. They have a very long tail. Now, carrots, it seems like they can live off of them from the movies, but this is not true. Carrots are very high in sugar and they should only be given as a treat. Now, my next thing I want you to know, because this will happen to you, they chew everything. They chew on your cords, they chew on their own toys that they shouldn't be, like their tunnels, their blankets. They will chew on the walls. And I've got her this as a little enrichment to put her hay in. Sometimes you want to switch it up. I got her this little basket. I figured she might be able to chew on this, but I did not think how she would chew on it. They will chew everything. In the very cutest ways too. So please know this and bunny proof your room, bunny proof their room wherever it is, their free roam area. It's very important. Now my last fact, and hopefully I put all of them down. I erased my board by accident before I finished. So hopefully this is the amount that I said in the beginning. But you gotta keep their spines straight. This is very important. If you don't pick them up properly, you could really snap their spines and that could be very bad. They need to be completely straight at all times. How you want to grab your rabbit is to support their bottom, their back legs, and you want to grab their front upper by their chest. You're gonna kind of be holding here. Support the back legs. They don't like really being held. That's something to know about rabbits. They're not really a holding kind of pet. So I do put her back legs. Okay. I put her back legs kind of like right on my stomach. And then I hold her like this. Her spine needs to be completely straight. Some people like to hold them in a different way. Kind of, not that we're used to, but they kind of like to go under their arm and hold them. But as long as their back is straight, their front is supported, her feet are supported by my stomach, my other hand goes here, and then that's how you're going to support a rabbit. Okay, as long as their back is straight, they have their back feet on something, your hands, your stomach, they know they're safe. Same with the front is being supported. That's good. Most rabbits don't like being held, so please know that before getting a rabbit, hairy. Very hairy as well. So, your thumbnail. Wanna help me with my thumbnail? Yeah, with my cheek. With my